Spider-Man thinks that there is a non-clone other Gwen who got spider powers, who is unrelated to the Gwen Stacy, his ex-girlfriend who died?
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
I never thought we'd ever make this video because I never thought they'd ever make this book. A long time ago we talked about Spider-Man Reign, which was from Kari Andrews. This is Spider-Man Reign 2, which is also by Kari Andrews, 20 years removed.
Wow. Oh my God.
That's right, 20 years ago, Kari Andrews did this book called Spider-Man Reign, which was basically his Dark Knight Returns vacation of Spider-Man. That was the idea. That's the whole pitch. And he wrote and drew it, and he needed some tragedy in there because obviously, you know, Spider-Man's an old man. He's got to come back, and fight his old villains. But one of the most infamous aspects of Spider-Man Reign was the fact that Spider-Man is responsible for the death of Mary Jane because of how many times he banged her.
Right, she got cancer.
Now I remember this.
With radioactive spider semen.
Yes.
And that is the only thing that anyone remembers about Spider-Man Reign. It was so famous that it became infamous. Notorious, you might even say.
Is that because like it irradiated her womb so much it turned into a radioactive spider and then just leapt out of her body?
You know, it's not that complicated. I think it's just that he poisoned her and she died. Yeah, she got cancer and died.
Yeah.
It would be weird if Mary Jane was dead, but Aunt May was still alive.
It would actually be funny and accurate. Like, it'd be more true than killing both of them off.
Spider-Man's an old man and Aunt May's still around. He's like, how are you doing this?
Die, old lady.
I don't know.
Well, we know
the
Spider-Man.
devil's like, woo!
You opted for this.
Yeah, she actually can't die because of the deal that you made.
You'll die before her.
Yeah, because she'll be a 1,000-year-old walking corpse.
That's a great idea that they should use. Like, at the end of time, it'll be Galactus, Franklin Richards, and Aunt fucking May. She's like, I'm as puzzled as you.
Galactus is like, I don't care, make more wheat cakes.
Yeah. So then, a little while ago, we saw this teaser that they dropped. Nick Lowe, current editor of Spider-Man as of the taping of this episode and as of the production of Spider-Man Reign 2, just dropped this teaser where they're like, the most notorious Spider-Man comic ever is getting a sequel. And I was like, there's Marvel. Take a thing that most people hate and then
so that you should be embarrassed about.
Right, and advertise you're doing a sequel to.
Marvels.
Yeah.
To get people to hate
Where is Marvels 2 at this point? I mean, really. Trouble 2, for that matter.
Oh my God,
Let's
that's
go.
coming. That's got to be coming.
I mean, if it isn't, you're just wasting ink and paper at this point. They teased that they were making the most infamous Spider-Man comic in existence is getting a sequel. And I'm like, you know, you're Kari Andrews, who just loves comics, loves Dark Knight Returns, want to do something cool with Spider-Man, had a kind of weird cracked mirror idea. I mean, it's not terribly far from Frank Miller having an idea in terms of, oh my God, he just pumped her full of radioactive semen. Like, that's gross.
That is.
But also, it's like weird and off kilter, which is positively Millerillian.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it in as much as it was a swing. And Kari Andrews is known for taking these swings.
I can't believe it connected, but oh my God.
Yeah, right? I did not care for Spider-Man Reign because I don't believe The Dark Knight Returns is a formula you can apply to different characters.
Right.
It's not just of how Mary Jane died, though.
The Mary Jane thing could go. I could do without it. But I appreciate that he took the swing.
Yeah,
and that is it. That is all the compliments I will give to that concept.
But, Sal, Dark Knight has to be a treatment. How else am I going to Dark Knight everything?
Right, Dark Knight Superman, Dark Knight Green Lantern, Dark Knight Captain America. And everyone in the comments is like, that's such a good idea, though. And I'm like, it's not a good idea. Be inspired by it, but don't go, okay, so the formula is these beats from Dark Knight Returns, but with the following characters. That's not how that works, and it's gross and weird, and I don't like it.
And then Spider-Man rides in on a giant spider buggy.
I mean, that would have actually been kind of funny. Like, Kari Andrews could have pulled it off. It would have been more earned than the weirdness that happened, because the Spider-Man in Spider-Man Reign is so broken and miserable that it's not fun to read. You know, his eventual triumph is hardly triumphant. It's just weird. This is the one where Doc Ock is a corpse, but the arms are still alive.
Yeah.
It's really cool visuals. I will admit, I went back and reread
fun.
it. I was like, these are some really cool ideas.
It has... It's not that it has good bones,
Right.
It has some fun beats.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly.
Yeah, well, the thing it's drawing from does, so it better.
And his use of Venom as the kind of like third act turn where it's like, I'm the one thing you didn't take responsibility for. Like, I loved a lot of ideas that Corey Andrews was trying out. It's just the execution I wasn't a big fan of, and I don't love the idea of DKRing other characters. It was a frustrating read. You know, I went back and reread it because I really was harsh on it back in the day. And I can't say that I love it now. It's not like I love it, but I appreciate the swings, but that's really where it begins and ends as far as my enjoyment of that book.
There's really not much to commend it there.
It's inarguably creative, and it has its moments.
Yeah.
This is absolutely insane.
Okay,
And
all
I
right.
love it.
Interest peaked.
I think I went insane reading it. It's the perfect sequel to a ripoff of Dark Knight Returns, because what would a ripoff of Dark Knight Returns sequel look like?
Dark Knight Returns 2!
Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Yeah.
This is absolutely a Dark Knight Strikes Again, but only in its insanity and not in its beats. Unlike its predecessor, it doesn't go like, this is the things.
Right.
This is
the
just...
art isn't like horrible.
No, this is a literal sequel to Spider-Man Reign, and it spiritually homages Dark Knight Strikes Again in its insanity and its audacity. But I wish it was Dark Knight Strikes Again, because again, we've revisited Dark Knight Strikes Again. And I thought when we were going to revisit it that I would actually love it more, and I don't. But I do think they should make an animated adaptation, because I think I'd love that. But that was one of those things where Frank Miller's like, I want to play with the DC universe, and I want to play with all these characters. That would have been great if that's what this was. Where it's like, okay, so...
Yeah, like expand the scope.
Yeah, get Captain America in there. Get all these crazy Spider-Man Reign versions of the Marvel Universe out.
Right.
No,
But
that
they
does
still
not
have to be
happen.
alive. That's the problem.
Well, and like, aren't they? There's not really anything to say they aren't.
Okay, how old can Captain America really make it if Spider-Man is this old at this point?
Well, that's true. But, you know, he's got the super soldier serum. You know,
Yeah.
Spider-Man is just old. He is old with spider powers. How is Matt Murdock alive? That's the question. And he's not. So, I read this month to month, and I was like, well, another slam dunk from Corey Andrews. Like, just, he's going for broke, and he's operating in a world where there's no way that anyone would ever greenlight a sequel to Spider-Man Reign.
The book is so bad. The
Yes.
main book is so bad. Let's just do Reign 2.
Right.
Spider-Man Reign 2. Because, like, why not?
Because why not? I mean, like, it's
better than what
already-
we're putting out.
I mean, and it is. Like, this was a page turner.
Hey, at least Mary Jane was married to him in this one.
Yeah, that's true.
Corey Andrews was like, I'm going to be creative and make this really neat idea, and it doesn't matter because it's another reality. And people were like, what? Come! Ha ha ha! And it, like, that must have broken him.
Yeah.
Like,
There was some other stuff in there,
There's
man.
some other ideas in there that are not just dick related, but as we know, the comic book industry can't handle dicks in Big Two comics without immediately resorting to like Stephen Colbertisms and juvenile references and jokes.
But I can call him Splooger Man.
Right, Splooger Man, Batwang, it's all in there. They're gonna be in the comments of this video. Like, people will not be able to get away from it. And Corey Andrews, to his credit, also doesn't try to get away from it. Mary Jane died. That's how she died. He's still upset that that's how she died. He doesn't like retcon it so that didn't happen.
Right.
You know? But he's also operating 20 years after the fact. Like 20 years of jokes. Concept, of course, if the first one is the villain of the book, who was a character they invented, was being manipulated by Venom to create this web. The web, get it? That was protecting all of New York. The idea was if we turn it on, we'll cordon Manhattan off from the rest of the world and we'll be autonomous and protected from any threats, foreign and domestic. And yet it actually was a beacon for symbiotes to come and then just take over everybody. Yep, that was the plot of Spider-Man Reign. So Spider-Man Reign 1 ended with Spider-Man triumphantly defeating the web. Spider-Man Reign 2, it opens where the high-rise that Venom was operating collapses. They also set up in Reign Kingpin. He was like a blob. You know, he'd lost all the weight, but he kept all the skin. And so he's just this like emaciated guy at a table. That's all you see of Kingpin. Well, what happens to Kingpin after the fall of the tower? Well, he finds his handler from the previous book and then eats him.
Oh.
And it's his consumption of this man which gives Kingpin the strength to become the King of New York. And he's going to be the main antagonist of this series. So we see a new version of Kingpin, which is equally grotesque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in a very different, kind of more Akira-inspired way.
It'd be hilarious if they filled him with helium. So all that loose skin, he was just a giant balloon.
Yeah, just
It's like a Dune reference.
Yeah, that would be fun. Kingpin is altered. It's not like he's just a flesh and blood man anymore.
Yeah, he's not just blubbery.
No.
Yeah, he's got lots of pipes and stuff.
got all
sticking
these
out of him.
pipes and things.
I've made some adjustments of my own. Augmentations? I don't know.
Modifications.
Modifications.
So Kingpin is like different. You'll see how different later, and it'll be impossible. And that's the other thing, is that this book has a lot of like, oh wait, but no.
But you didn't set that up.
Or you set something up, where is that? And it's like, shut up, who cares?
Moving on.
Yes. The book was clearly never meant to be read month to month. Like, it was like, you'd forget what the hell happened in the last issue, and then you read it all together, and you're like, I mean, there's not much here. I understand why I forgot what happened. So we see that, you know, Peter is exactly the same age and looks exactly the same as he did in Spider-Man Reign.
Okay.
He's in this apartment, he's talking about Sisyphus because, you know, stuck in this loop.
Uh-huh.
Mary Jane's there, and she's like, hey, Tiger, we gotta go. And it's like, oh, okay, so we're in a dream sequence or something?
Yeah, obviously.
So Pete and Mary
No,
Jane
it's an
go.
AI.
Yeah, right? And it is. It's not like Spider-Man 2099, where Miguel O'Hara literally has like a sexy AI hologram girlfriend. Rather, he's in a tube.
He's in a tube?
Peter is in a tube. He's in a virtual
it's a
reality
VR
world.
thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, wait, but what? Spider-Man Reign ended with Peter becoming Spider-Man and being like, I've got a lot of work to do. And then
I've got a lot of work to
Spider-Man
do
2
getting in a tube.
Yeah, now get me in that fucking tube. So
I just
I've
want to
earned
be in
this
a
tube.
I just
Yeah.
want to be in a fake universe where
just-
Mary Jane didn't die.
I just don't want to be here anymore. Which, I mean, I relate to more and more every passing day.
Now,
I mean,
it looks
you
like he
have-
was captured.
Yes.
He's
Well,
not voluntarily in this VR world.
your guess is as good as mine.
All we know is he is in the VR
Peter's
world.
in a VR
and it's
world.
a nightmare because he's hooked up to all these tubes. He's like hanging.
Yeah, which he shouldn't be, you know, because there's no way that he'd be able to experience anything haptically because, you know, he's like, his nipples are exposed.
I mean, he doesn't have to move.
No, but like, if there's a breeze in the room, he will feel it and it'll confuse him. It doesn't matter.
It's shutting everything off in
Maybe
the brain.
yeah, maybe it suppresses everything.
Right, but
it's like getting into like his neurons and stuff and like tricking his senses
Sure.
and thinking different things
Look,
are happening.
you look at it
I
and
mean,
it's like,
kind
no,
of
you're meant to
web-like.
evoke the image of a spider in a web.
I was going to say Weapon X.
I mean, it definitely
Weapon-
looks like
yeah,
Weapon X
kind
from
of.
Barry
Just
Windsor Smith, but and the tubes.
Because of all the tubes. Because there's so
many tubes.
But there's so many more tubes than there would be.
Yeah, no, there's no need for that many tubes, but the tubes are meant to, I think, mimic webbing. It's supposed to look like
Yeah.
he's caught in a web.
Yeah.
You'll see a literal homage to this image later with actual webs. But he's not in a virtual reality. Or is he?
I'm also getting a little bit of Jesus from it.
Yep.
Because he's got the like thing wrapped around his waist where you see like, you know, Jesus
Well,
depicted
Ethan,
with like
he
a
still has
loincloth.
shame.
And his
That's
arms
true,
are
yeah,
up,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, no, he's very much adopting a Christ-like pose.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he gave up his freedom for the people. But he doesn't, so moving
well,
on.
That never mind.
So Peter's in another reality. There's a moment where like he goes to like this gala, you know, for Mary Jane. Like all these pictures he took of her, and now they're celebrating it. And all the people he knew and loved when he was young are there, and they're all old. And Mary Jane's like, "Listen to them, Peter. They're cheering for you. Hip hip hooray!" And then we see, you know, empathetically hanging in wires and so forth. And you're like, "Oh, okay. Like that's fine," you know. But he goes to kiss her, and like there's a spider or a bug. I think it's meant to be a spider. Is on her mouth, and it gets on his mouth, and he's like, nah, and then everyone's like laughing and smiling maniacally at him, and they all have bugs coming out of their mouths.
Does it wake him up like in The Matrix?
It does wake him up. Yes, it does.
Okay.
Because there's something wrong like with his feeding tube, and that is to say, the guards who are attending Peter, who don't know that he's Spider-Man, they just assume he's one of these poor hapless schmoes that's strung up on tubes and whatnot, because this is like a place where we keep people in virtual reality. But they're like, oh, the protein tube backed up. And I'm like, ew. But also, I'm seeing bugs. Did bugs get into the tube? Because that's got to be a nightmare.
Or the tube, the protein is bugs.
I was gonna say bugs are protein.
I mean, it could be that, like, no, we're just feeding people bugs.
I mean,
but, like,
there's
you think
bugs
New York is a roach
everywhere.
problem?
There's
Yeah.
like
We solved it.
thousands of bugs.
yeah, but I don't know if those are, like, metaphorical bugs because, of course, he's in the webs. It's like, are these spiders?
Now New York is much cleaner, and all these mindless people that are in the dream world
They get
are
fed
by bugs.
That's right. That's right.
It looks like these tubes are meant to be filled with bugs. Like, that's the feeding tube.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it is bugs. And, like, some of them, like, escaped out the side or something.
Right.
And started crawling around. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like it. It's horrible.
It's horrible.
So, but the fact they call it a protein tube makes me think, yeah, maybe it is just bugs. They're like,
Yeah.
well, we just call it protein to make it seem a little better.
Yeah.
Make it go down easier, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh, like in
But a bump of
Snowpiercer.
a-
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, Pete's getting fed bugs, but, like, the tube ruptures, and so the bugs are getting out because they're
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
And so he's like, ah!
Oh, yeah, he says protein units are everywhere. There's bugs everywhere.
Right, but they're calling them protein units,
Yeah.
and maybe that is just
That's-
a
yep.
colorful metaphor.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
it literally is bugs, though.
These could be bioengineered bugs to be packed with protein.
And that when I first read it, I thought that they were just like poorly designed protein pellets.
Yeah.
that looked like bugs.
like hamsters would eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also no. I think it's just.
think it's
let's
just-
make it as gross and weird
It's
as
a
possible.
nightmare future where they just refer to bugs as,
As
protein,
protein
units because bugs are what we eat.
And because Manhattan has been cordoned off and it's been an autonomous place for years, and they're running low on supplies.
It's our
So-
rock, people.
Yeah, but while we're all here, like, scratching out what we can eat and live, these people are in virtual reality thinking they're eating steaks when really they're eating bugs.
Right. So they have it. That's the way
They
to
have
be.
it better. Yeah, exactly. So he just falls onto the floor because he is being strung up by tubes and wires and crap.
Right.
Rather than just kill someone,
Right.
we have them suspended in virtual reality and they're being fed protein bugs.
Right? I mean,
Well, maybe he's paying for this.
they
I don't
also
know.
have. He's not. They also have like a power problem. So it's like, why would you even waste resources on this place?
Yeah.
There's also the Spider-Man.
paying for this?
That's what. But then the book wouldn't open with Peter and Mary Jane without it being some kind of a dream sequence, and that would be hacky and lame. Let's make it a literal virtual reality world where he's being force-fed bugs to sustain himself.
It could have just been a dream.
Right. But I did so many dream sequences in the previous one. Like, let's make it a little bit
Well,
more concrete.
it's also super dark because he's like, put me back.
Oh, yeah, no,
So
when
you
he-
think he's gonna be like, oh, I broke free,
no,
and now
he lands on the floor. He's like, Mary Jane, I'm almost like, let me back in. I'll be there. I'm coming.
Right. He
like, maybe you
wants-
shouldn't, man.
He
But-
wants to be fed bugs.
Exactly. Give me the bugs.
You don't know what happened to me in between.
And I
Here's
won't.
the thing.
They won't tell
what?
you what happened.
No.
So, like, he's eating these bugs,
Yeah.
but he gets to pretend it's steak. Everyone else in this world has to eat those bugs.
I know.
And they know they're bugs.
He's
Exactly.
right.
Yeah, no.
Peter was right. He should stay.
Get in the tubes.
Yep. True freedom.
While Peter is writhing on the ground, desperately clawing for his Oculus Rift, a small cat person breaks in, just like in the Ray Palmer sequence from Dark Knight Strikes Again, except not that. So this small cat person busts in, and she claims Spider-Man, or Peter. She gets him, and she's like, okay. And he's like, what? Mary Jane, get me back in the thing. And she's like, oh, okay, I know. I got to snap you back into reality. So she kisses him on the face, and that physical contact, the actual literal physical contact, shakes
Shatters
him.
his brain.
Right, well, because he's like, what? Like, no one has, I mean, this Peter hasn't been kissed in like 65 years.
I mean, he has been bitten by bugs a lot.
That's not exactly the same thing, and you know it. So he is then collected by her, and because there's some kind of like a field, like a distortion sound that they blast to keep their people docile, she covers his head with a thin Spider-Man mask
Okay.
to block out the
Block
waves.
out the sound, you see. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's wearing a little cat costume
Maybe it's a
too.
high tech.
I didn't realize a simple piece of cloth was so effective.
Right? I would, maybe invest in some new
Maybe
technology.
it's made of unstable molecules.
But
or
all that
something.
matters is he's wearing a Spider-Man mask now.
Sure.
Even though he's wearing a diaper. It's just Peter Parker in a diaper with a Spider-Man mask over it, and he has a big Santa beard now.
It's not
Yeah.
a web diaper.
No, he didn't make it himself. So she grabs him, they blow up the building, or at least the facility, and they escape. They release themselves into the open air of Manhattan. So they swing out from the explosion in a big dramatic fashion, and Peter is confused, but he's
Yeah,
wearing...
cats don't web swing. What the hell?
They didn't web swing. Yeah, they just swung with a rope. But Peter is now free falling through the sky. He's wearing a Spider-Man mask, and so Spider-Man starts to take over. And this is an interesting interpretation that is carried over from the previous, where Kari Andrews is like, there's Peter Parker and there's Spider-Man. That like Spider-Man is like a personality of Peter's, not like Moon Knight, but rather that like when I put the mask on, like my confidence takes over. But he doesn't call it that. It's very much like two different people. Like Spider-Man says stuff like witticisms and jokes and crap, and Peter is the subconscious that's like, you old fool, get us out of here, get us back into virtual reality, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And so, but which I appreciate in this dark, weird future that thankfully isn't in continuity. Like I'll take it because it's this other reality.
Well, it's also
Perhaps my Spider-Man would remember himself if he wore his mask.
Thank you, Gandalf.
it's reminiscent of Dark Knight Returns as well.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
no.
old fool.
You
like,
fool. Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like a way for him to like have that kind of like critical internal monologue.
Exactly. Yeah. That also allows us to have an internal monologue.
Yeah, you gave up so easily.
Yeah. So he starts to fall, and Kitty Cat, that's her superhero name, if she were one.
Kitty Cat.
Kitty Cat.
Call me Kitty Cat.
Because she's little. So she grabs a web
She's a
shooter.
kitty cat.
Exactly. So she slaps a web shooter on his wrist.
Oh.
And she's like, you know what that feels like, right? And he immediately starts trying to activate it. And it's old and it's like seized, so he just uses it a couple times and eventually it catches. And he shoots a web and he's like, yeah, I got this! And he starts swinging. He's hooping and hollering throughout the city while he's swinging, and because Spider-Man's taken over. You know, I know the cool breeze of the
muscle
night's
memory
air,
and
muscle memory.
whatnot.
Yeah, but I'm wearing the
Brings him right
mask, so the
back.
mask talks. You know, and starts singing his 60s theme because that's something that Corey Andrews remembers and wants to use from both the original one and this one. And in fact, when Spider-Man emerges triumphantly in his costume in the previous one, he sings the theme. So we're kind of calling back to that. So he's swinging and he's singing. And eventually he hits the wall, the digital web wall that keeps Manhattan a prison.
Are there missiles being shot at him?
Oh yeah, of course. The facility's shooting missiles at them.
Oh.
You know, because
he's not supposed to
he's not
escape.
supposed to escape.
Right.
Of course, Ethan.
And,
My God.
yeah, I mean, don't you see what's in front of your face?
I mean,
Doesn't
yeah.
it make perfect sense that this building would autonomously shoot missiles at him
Right.
Every building in the future has missile defense.
Don't really look like
to keep
missiles,
people
but okay.
from leaving them?
Right. I mean, it is the future, so fine.
I mean, you
I
know.
can't say what would happen.
Well, but in Dark Knight Strikes Again, they shoot missiles at Carrie and
right.
Ray Palmer.
Yeah, those are from a helicopter, man.
Well, yeah. That's
Yeah, but it's not hacky.
No, it's
you know,
true.
It's
Yeah,
totally
it's an
different.
homage.
Okay.
So Pete falls after smacking into the digital wall, and then like lands through clotheslines. Which I'm like, so we're in the future where there's virtual chicks in the sky and building missiles
Because of the difference
Oh,
in
yeah, the class
income.
struggle.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
disparity.
right.
I think I can still hang my clothes to dry.
Inside.
Physics hasn't broken.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, but it's
Physics hasn't
useful to hang them outside if you don't have a dryer.
That's what you're
They
saying,
still have the sun.
right? Well, not really. It's kind of dark all the time.
It's also raining, so like these people's clothes are not going to be
They're not
dry.
going to be.
You know,
dry.
those people died a couple weeks back. They never took their laundry.
That's,
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's a dystopian future. There's laundry hanging
Well, I mean,
everywhere.
you need vegetables. You can't just eat bugs all the time. So he lands through these clothes. This is an excuse for him to have clothes when he lands.
yes.
He only really gets a trench coat, but whatever.
He lands in a clothesline,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he gets a trench coat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's washing and hanging, drying a trench coat?
Yeah,
coat?
the trench coat that is notorious for preventing you from being wet.
People in
the
the
thing you wear
future.
in the rain. Why are you washing it? Anyway, there's also a protest because they got rolling blackouts and they're trying to preserve their power and like we saved the people in and there's this whole backstory about Manhattan and what the future's like. So here's the backstory and what the future's like because we're gonna get 10 streets past that in
Right.
a few precious pages because then it's gonna get fucking weird.
Then it's going to get weird.
Oh,
We're already at weird, my
you have
friend.
no idea. You have no idea. You're gonna be so mad at me.
Like this is so normal compared to what
Okay.
happened.
Well, 'cause this is
Okay, I'm in. You
Spider-Man
sold
escapes
me.
from a facility. The end is, okay.
It was a weird facility where they were feeding him bugs, but okay.
Yeah, and they have missiles on the top.
But that
And-
is still
and the
grounded
Kingpin
in
is
some
a giant
sense.
blubbery Metroid monster.
Oh yeah, that's
Well,
true.
that was
he
really
has Mother
weird.
Brain.
Yeah, but
like,
that moved away really quick, and
yes.
then we got back to normal stuff.
But look at this. It's a protest.
Right. I know what that is.
The idea is that like the world was ending. How? It doesn't matter.
Don't worry
We will
about
explain
it.
how the world is under threat, but then we will throw that out. So for now, let's just focus on the fact that the world was ending, and so Kingpin took over Manhattan, and he reactivated the web, but as a protection shield from the apocalypse that was going to wipe out all life on Earth. And so, presumably outside of the web of Manhattan, it's a wasteland.
That's what people think anyway, or that's what they're told.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So they activate the web, and everyone outside the web was killed. And there's actually like a wall between the outside world and the web where you can see all the skeletons of the people who tried to get into the web before the time was struck.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's what that is.
And that's what Pete and Kitty Cat discovered. He's like, what's this? And Kitty Cat explains what I just explained to you about how there was an apocalypse and the only respite was in New York under the web.
Oh, and she explains it's a lie, too.
No,
they haven't. That's gonna.
She was born before the apocalypse, so it couldn't have happened more than a couple of years ago. But she was saved by the web by being in New York at the time. So
she's like, no, we do need that web.
she doesn't really have an opinion about the web.
Okay.
And she experienced a traumatic event while the web was activated. So the problem right now is that they're running out of power, and there's like a nuclear reactor below the city that they're using to power the web and keep all the lights on and everything.
But it's gonna blow.
Well, no, it's
like failing.
It's failing, and so they need to come up with alternative sources, and they aren't really coming up with a lot of new resources because they're a friggin' concrete island.
Right.
And so that's the problem, and you know the government's being more restrictive and corrupt.
That's why they're eating bugs. There's no farms or anything.
Right, exactly. There's a couple of like rooftop, vegetation that.
Right. Yeah, there's Central Park, and it's been razed to the ground.
Exactly. Like when the sun got blotted out, it was like that's the end of that. So the people are protesting, and Kingpin has like forces out to meet the protesters, and he allows the protests to get violent to remind people. Well, yeah, mostly to be a display to show people like this is what happens when you do this kind of thing.
Right. See, now I need to shoot everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is why you have me.
Exactly. So,
and you brought this upon yourselves. They didn't want to shoot you. You just kept protesting.
No, my people showed up to protect, us, and then your guys threw a Molotov cocktail. Like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
So that is the issue that is plaguing the city. And Kingpin is, of course, at the epicenter of it, so he's got to be taken down.
Right.
But the web does prevent the world from ending because there's technically some humans left within Manhattan. So we got that going for us.
Right.
But it is failing because, we're losing our power source. And if the web fails, then it's curtains for humanity.
But what does that mean? Like what?
Exactly.
Like, didn't it happen and now it's over? Or it's like, no, it's apocalypse that's going to keep apocalypting for many years.
Well,
continuously without end.
Or it's like it's the air is poison or whatever. Whatever you need to be told to not want the web to come down. And so they are.
Nobody asks these questions.
Or if they do, we don't show them.
Right.
Excuse me, couldn't we just create a filter for the poison?
Blam.
Where did the poison come from? How did it cover the whole world?
Blam.
Permanently.
What caused the apocalypse at all? Was it Galactus or something?
Yeah, like
blam, 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 blam. Stop asking questions. So,
hey, I think there's something fishy with this guy.
Blam. So Kitty Cat and Spider-Man go underground.
Okay.
Where they find the Green Goblin. Because he wasn't in the previous one. So, yes, let's use Green Goblin. Norman Osborn is a straight-up goblin man now. Whatever, he used genetics or something. He's lost an eye.
He's got goblin minions.
Oh, yes, he has little goblins.
Look at this.
Yeah, he's got little butt monkeys that help out.
That's awesome.
Those are called goblinis.
So these little goblins, they bring Spider-Man before Norman, who is, of course, straight up goblin. And you and you alone, well, not alone, you're going to bring Kitty Cat with you, can save the future. I'm going to send you back in time for 48 hours. You do this thing I need, and then you can come back.
Why wouldn't you go yourself?
I'm an old goblin man. Plus, I don't want to. So Kitty Cat goes back in time with Spider-Man and 3 random goblins. I think there's a lot of goblins in the sewer with Green Goblin.
Right, there's many goblins.
But 3 of them went to help out Kitty Cat because they knew that they could not rely on Spider-Man.
Right.
Green Goblin activates a time machine. We don't explain where it came from, how he had access to it, or how he invented time travel, or why we need 48 hours as a window of time.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that. Why are you complaining? Look at the art.
Yeah, look at this.
Isn't this fun?
Look at this crazy stuff.
So they activate the time portal. They send Spider-Man, who has barely any bearings about what the hell's happening, because it's like there's two characters yelling at each other throughout their adventure of escaping from virtual reality. We got Spider-Man who says funny things, and we got Peter who's like, Mary Jane? What? So like he doesn't even know what the hell the plan is.
Does he remember Green Goblin?
Oh yeah, no, he sees him and he's just like, but he doesn't acknowledge him. He's not like, Norman, you son of a bitch. He's just like, everything I touch dies. He was just like going to visit grandma at the nursing home. So that's the status quo right now. And Kitty Cat's like, I was sent to get you and then do this, and now we're gonna go back in time.
Sent by who? What?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? Travel back in time. And when do they go? To Coriander's favorite time, when Spider-Man was being drawn by Todd McFarlane.
I was gonna say
it looks a lot like
the pose he was doing.
Oh no, it is straight up McFarlane.
Was a McFarlane pose.
Oh, you'll see when they get to 1989, they do the halftone dot coloring method to showcase what time period they're in, and Kari Andrews perfectly recreates what Mary Jane was wearing in the first appearance of Venom.
It was nothing.
Well,
I don't remember what she was
only
wearing.
in that one scene at Bedford Towers, but we're not there. So, they go back in time, they land in New York. This is blowing Spider-Man's mind because, you know, he's been living in a fake reality. He was...
Is there a machine, or they're just...
They open a portal and they go through it.
He doesn't have much mind left to blow.
It's true. So, yeah, in 48 hours,
That's
they'll
the
just
one.
be sucked
That's
through the
the
portal.
pose.
Yeah, this is...
Every pose that he pulls from now on will be homages to McFarlane. I also didn't get a chance to point out, I kind of love the Santa Spider-Man look.
With the beard?
With the beard. I think it's nuts.
It is nuts?
I've never seen anything like it before, and I kind of love it.
Do you like it when it's just fully covering his mouth, or
Yes.
do you like to be able to see his mouth as well?
I'll take it. I'll take either one.
It looks like Spider-Man is vomiting a beard.
It looks like he's vomiting webs.
Yeah.
Or kind of webs, yeah.
I think it's great.
This
I
is
love
how
it.
I make my webs.
Yeah, I love seeing it. I'm glad that they preserve it for most of the book. It's just such a weird design, and
It's
I'm like,
so weird.
I want this to show up in other things, like when and if they make more Spider-Verse crap, like put this guy in there.
I can't wait to see this at New York Comic Con.
Yes, you never will. Even though it's an easy to make suit.
Yeah.
You know, it depends, because eventually you'll get a full Spider-Man costume, but like you could go with trench coat, diaper, mask, and beard. You know, you're ready to go.
Yeah. Great. I
So-
don't want to see that. Okay.
So Spider-Man is now in the past. Kitty Cat and the Goblin are like, we've got a plan. What are we gonna do? And the Goblin is like, we need to build a bomb. He doesn't say that as cogently.
He
She's
says
like, "What?"
builds bombs here.
Yeah. She's like, what? Oh, that's why we came back in time. We have to build a bomb in the past that we will access in the future that will presumably take down the grid, which is exactly what they're gonna do.
Nah, but in the 90s, we had to be the bomb.
So we got to get a ghetto blaster. So Kitty Cat's like, all right, great. We got the Goblin. We got the plans for the bomb because I don't know how to build one. Spider-Man, you ready to go? And he's like, I'm in the past. I can save Mary Jane. If I stop myself from having sex with her so much, then she won't get cancer or die. So he leaves.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be able to convince yourself not to have sex with your hot wife.
Well, we'll see how
maybe
he
I
solves
can
this
have
problem.
Mephisto unmake my marriage.
So Spider-Man swings out there and he starts grabbing random people and he's like, so he goes back to his old apartment and there's some dude living in it. And he's like, where's Mary Jane? And they're like, I don't know what that means. And then a couple of Spider-Man rogues show up. Like Vulture and Beetle.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no you don't, Spider-Man. You're not supposed to be here. This is all bullshit. And he's
Why
like,
do you have a beard and a diaper?
and he's like, they don't even have time to ask that because he's like, where's Mary Jane? And he just attacks them. Like
Yeah.
he grabs Adrian Toomes and starts like choking him out in the air. And
Nice.
and then eventually just forces him to fall, like free fall from the sky, and he just crashes into a cab and dies.
Oh, shit. Oh, so Spider-Man kills Adrian Toomes.
This guy kills a bunch of Spider-Man villains in the previous one, which I had forgotten about.
You're telling the Spider-Man story, which was supposed to be the last Spider-Man story.
Yeah, this is a guy who's like, I'm not trying
I've
to,
lost everything. I don't care.
I don't
I'm
care.
done.
Let's just kill them all.
So he's already experienced this. He's already gone through, I don't care anymore.
Right, he's already triumphantly returned as Spider-Man and killed his and killed most of the Sinister Six. So now he's back in time, and some of his classic villains are like, hey, Spider-Man, get out of here. He's like, oh, no, you don't, because I have a mission.
And I already figured out an easy way to take care of you.
Yeah, my morality is already secured. I'm going to kill you.
He just cracks Beetle's neck.
Yeah.
Just snap.
That's the end of that. And it's like, what? Whoa!
This is how effective Spider-Man would be if he just killed people.
Oh, yeah,
whenever he
no.
felt
He's
like
actually,
it.
he'd be more effective than is depicted here, but, you know, he's...
Yeah. Yeah. So he kills both of them. And he finds out that they don't know who Mary Jane is?
No, they have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, so he's in like an alternate?
No. Mary Jane exists in this reality.
I was going to say,
but he
didn't
went to
we
his apartment
learn
and she
that
wasn't
when
there.
you go
They
back in
moved.
time, you don't go to your past?
Don't worry about
Any
the
previously
rules of
established
Marvel time
rules.
travel because they do not apply here.
Okay.
So he just
rules-
forgot where they lived at this time? Or I
No,
guess he
no,
doesn't
no.
know what day it is?
He doesn't. He knows he's in the past. He doesn't know when in the past. So he goes to his apartment.
Please
They'd already
tell me
moved.
she's in California and he's in New
That's
York.
during the Babylon
That's
5
way
trailer
later.
era. No. This is
That's many years later.
this is when it's. We know exactly what issue it is because it's the first appearance of Venom.
Yeah, it's
That's when we are.
Is this the one where they're trying out the apartment? The
Yeah.
big apartment?
Well,
the big empty room apartment?
Interestingly enough, like they actually should be in an old apartment because Venom scares Mary Jane, and so she sets up the apartment viewing that they're going to get. And I think Bedford Towers. So they technically should be in another apartment, but they're not.
Okay.
But that's also storytelling.
Yeah.
He goes to his old apartment, it's occupied with somebody else. Things have already changed from what he remembers. So he's like, all right, I can save her. That's my plan.
And Kitty Cat's like, don't we only have 48 hours to save the future?
She's gone. She's like,
Yeah, he
the
already split
goblin
up.
took me to the thing where I need to build the bomb. I don't have time for you. Which, like, but then why did you save him? Like, what was the point of even connecting with him?
He has to come into the past to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Well, Goblin said that he needed
Well, Goblin
him,
thought that he needed to be involved.
but
Always,
there are two
always
then he
three there
ran
are.
away, and so I was like, well, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So Kitty Cat and Goblins go fix the bomb situation. And Spider-Man just swings insanely across the city trying to track down Mary Jane, even though he doesn't know where they live right now. And of
Right.
course, the moon is impossibly close to the Earth because that's how Todd used to draw it.
He does get a spider suit from his old apartment that she's not in.
Yeah, he goes to the old apartment. He knows where he used to hide a costume, and so he puts that
Right.
on.
So he knows
I
that,
like
okay,
that
I had
someone
been
moved
here.
into this apartment, but there's still an old Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, there's-
I imagine if one point in the future they're just gonna like turn a knob on something and like something's gonna pop up and they're like, the hell's with all this web fluid?
Yeah, whoa.
What's web fluid?
Yeah, no, he had like a hidden compartment in like the ceiling or something.
And he's convinced that something has changed history
Yeah,
from what he knew. But he's there to change history.
right. But like Osborn
Somebody
did
else
have access
also
to a time machine.
Oh, that's right. He knows there's time travel. Okay.
Yeah.
Like maybe I've already sent a couple things into the past.
Well, who
And
knows?
it didn't work.
I don't know.
Maybe
I'm-
my future's all broken because someone already messed with the past.
That's true. I mean, I'm already old and nuts, so who the hell knows what the hell's going on?
Why is
Yeah.
Goblin wearing a hat?
Because
Well,
he's
he's
trying to
gotta-
integrate.
He's got to, he can't
gotta-
draw
he's gotta
attention.
be-
He's
Incognito.
green!
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like a kid.
He's also like 3 feet tall. You know, how often do you look down at?
Are they green?
Look how cute he is with the hat.
So Kitty Cat and her 3 goblins go to the site where they need to build the bomb, and they're like, "We know how to build bombs," through pictorial communication, of course, because they can't actually talk. They're goblins. And so while they're
Yeah.
talking about what they're gonna do, Miles Morales shows up, old Miles Morales, with a cadre of time cops. And so he's like, "Oh no, you don't!"
Oh no.
Because 20 years ago he couldn't use Miles Morales.
Right, because he didn't exist.
didn't exist. But now I can.
Oh, well, let me get him in
Here's
there.
old man Miles Morales, and he's like, "Oh no, you don't!" So you got that going on.
Okay, Kari.
So Spider-Man's like, "I know how to find Mary Jane." So he goes to the Daily Bugle and he smashes through the window and he's like, "Jonah, where's Mary Jane?" And he's like, "What?" And why do you want to know where Mary Jane is? You mean Parker's old wife? Like, what the hell are you talking about? And he's like, "Oh, just tell me." And then Robbie shows up and he's like, "Whoa, Spider-Man, what's going on here?" And Spider-Man's like, "Oh man, Robbie's here. This is great. I will talk to Robbie because he's a regular person." And then Jonah's like, "I was in the war, you son of a bitch!" And then shoots Spider-Man. And Spider-Man jumps out of the way, and Robbie dies. And you're like, what? And so Robbie is blown away by Jonah Jameson's secret shotgun that he had.
And somehow Jonah's gonna blame
Wow.
Spider-Man for
Of
this.
course he does. I mean, Spider-Man should blame himself too, but he doesn't. And
I'm sorry, I can't control it. It's my spider sense.
so now Robbie's dead in this reality, and he always was, I guess. And Jonah blew him away. And so Spider-Man's like, well, that was a dead end. I gotta get out of here. And so he leaves. And I'm like,
he's just a crazy person.
he's just ruining time.
Oh my god.
Like, I murdered the Vulture, I murdered the Beetle.
And all along he's thinking like, oh, I keep getting people killed, and I keep.
It's my fault. I'm such a piece of shit.
Yeah,
I'm like,
could you please calm down for like a second?
like just like you've been given this gift, you have an amazing opportunity here, and you're just so completely bonkers that you can't just slow down for a second.
Spider-Man, just find a phone book.
Right, you're
no,
freaking
I'm
out, man,
insane.
and like, you're destroying your future as a result.
I like
Why?
the fact that he can't really use the internet.
Well, there is, but like, you know.
Why would he have thought
Barely.
that Jameson would have known where MJ was anyway?
Because there's
What?
like a connection here. Like, if you know where Peter Parker works or lives, then you must know where Mary Jane is. And Jameson was like at their wedding. Like, he knows the Parkers.
Okay, I guess.
So he's like, all right, I'll try this next move. So he goes to Aunt May's house. And this is where he's like, oh man, this is really sad. Kitty Cat and the Goblins, they like hide from Miles and his time cops. They're like, oh no, I don't want him to get me.
So there's just two stories happening at once here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
the
it's
Miles
the A plot,
Morales
the
is
B plot.
chasing Kitty Cat and the Goblins because he's now like the Spider-Man Reign future time police because time travel is such a problem, even though it hadn't been established in either the previous story or even the beginning of this story.
Yeah, but now it's
Now it's a
there
huge
and it's
problem,
a whole thing.
and Miles Morales is definitely in charge of it. So Kitty Cat is running away from Miles, while Peter is just destroying his future. And so he goes to Aunt May's house.
Jameson hints that Peter Parker is dead in this universe.
He does hint that.
Because he says, just like he killed you, just like he killed Parker.
Yeah, that's right. Uh-oh.
Interesting.
The plot thickens.
Also, the time cops blow up one of the goblins.
Yeah, we lose a goblin. That's why I thought there was
You're
only
gonna
one
lose a
goblin,
few.
because we
You're gonna
only
lose a
get
couple
one
goblins.
goblin.
I
We only
see.
end up
We're
with
down to
goblin.
one goblin, buddy.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So Spider-Man goes to Aunt May's house, and he's just like, oh, May, what's going on? And she's like, oh, mysterious stranger, I'm blind, so you can look completely batshit insane, and I won't ask any questions, nor will I think you're my nephew, because, of course, in this time period, my nephew's like in his 20s, not like a 98-year-old man like you are.
And I'm blind.
And I'm blind.
But I would also know your voice.
so-
Right, but, I mean, you know, it's old. And it's got that beard in the face.
Oh, so he has a cold. Is that how I sound to you?
The depiction of Spider-Man reuniting with Aunt May is great and frustrating for a book like this. But the image of Spider-Man, like, I see her, I hear her voice, and I just collapse into sobbing. Like, I don't, and I'm like, yeah.
Like that? No, that's Peter.
That's Peter, that's like all of us. Like, if you had an Aunt May who meant as much to you as she does to him, and you're old and nuts, and you've just been granted an opportunity to go back in time and see her during a really weakened and pathetic state, like, it's just gonna mess with your brain. Which you don't need right now because your brain is already a bag of cats.
Weird side tangent. Have you guys seen Pacemaker yet, season 2?
Yeah, of course.
No.
Then I will not say anything.
Great. So Aunt May reveals to Spider-Man that Peter died.
Right.
And he's like, what? Peter's dead? That's great! But he doesn't give up. Because it would be like, oh, if Peter's dead, then I don't have anything to worry about.
Right. The
Well,
whole
but
thing I was trying to do.
But if I'm dead here, how do I exist in the future?
How am I still alive? That's weird.
Right.
So he doesn't have time to think about that because he's attacked.
No.
And his spider sense doesn't go off. So it's like, oh man, it's Venom.
It's Venom.
And it is. Venom's like, ha! I got you, you son of a bitch. And so Venom attacks him and like unravels and reveals that Mary Jane is the host of Venom.
I like that when she's got the symbiote, she just looks like Venom.
Well, yeah, that's what's on the outside. You know?
Right.
It's a facade, you see.
But when I unfurl my head, the costume becomes form-fitting, and so I'm a sexy Venom, you see.
Also, I
with my
will never
big-
look like this Venom again.
No.
I'm always going to be sexy Venom.
No. Well, we don't really see a lot of this sexy Venom, but she does, when she Venoms out, look like Eddie Brock Venom.
Interesting. Did not see that coming.
No, you couldn't have, because what?
Yeah, why?
So,
Are they going to explain this?
Yeah, they will explain
okay.
that. That's one thing they will
They
explain.
will explain this. Okay. All right.
So in this new past, Mary Jane became Venom after Spider-Man died.
Okay.
So this flashback takes place like between Amazing Spider-Man 298 and 299 because Mary Jane is wearing the outfit she will wear when Venom scares her
Okay.
in the actual book drawn by McFarlane. So MJ is shopping and Venom sees her, and I guess something that doesn't happen in the old timeline that does happen in this because it's an alternate timeline.
Oh,
Who
his
cares?
eyes pop out and
his
turns into a big whistle.
unfurls. Yeah, and he hits himself with the head with a shoe.
Or a chair.
And he's just like, awooga! No, he hangs back and watches as Mary Jane is shoplifted. As Mary Jane is mugged.
Okay.
A couple of ne'er-do-wells steal her Gucci bags and run off into an alley. And Mary Jane is a tough-as-nails lady from New York, so she's like, oh, no, you don't. So she chases after them.
Uh-huh.
And then Venom shows up and kicks their ass and webs them up.
Okay. How is this? What is the point of divergence?
Immediately.
Right. Why does it happen differently?
Because it's another timeline.
Right. Okay.
Because we're not in
everything's
the
different.
original timeline.
Right. It's
we're in
similar.
We're in a parallel
She's
timeline.
wearing the exact same outfit,
Right.
but completely different
Well,
things
she
happen.
had she had the impulse to wear that outfit, but she had this impulse to shop,
Right.
as opposed to the an original timeline where she did not.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
when she discovers her
Fashion
muggers,
always stays.
that's right.
Yeah.
For a cosmopolitan New Yorker like Mary Jane, yes.
Well,
So-
that outfit is a.
It's
like
a constant.
It's a constant.
Yeah,
It's
So
a
like an
statement piece,
anchor
yeah.
point.
That's right. It's an anchor point in time.
It's
a canon event.
It's so you can
a
place
canon
it between
event.
issues 298 and
That's
299.
that's you can go, oh, I know what that outfit is.
Yeah. Every Spider-Man issue's worth of time has one key element that that
can
is
recreate.
always the same in every universe, so that you can place
That's
what's
right.
happening in the correct issue.
That's right. So MJ catches up with them and finds them all in a big web cocoon. She misses the Venom action.
Ah.
And instead, she sees Eddie Brock. And Eddie Brock hands her purse, and she's like, wow, thanks a lot. Like, there aren't a lot of good guys in New York left. I appreciate your effort.
She has blue and white stripes, and his shirt has blue and white stripes.
That's true. I
It's
guess
just like, that's
is
why she's
true.
drawn to him.
I think it's that maybe he's inspired by her because he saw her, and the suit, of course, mimics human clothing. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The coloration and shirts don't matter. What matters is that she's nice to him.
Uh-huh.
And she gives him a kiss on the cheek and just leaves him off. And she's like, "You're a good guy." And so then she goes home.
Okay.
And we see a almost perfect recreation of when she goes home in the original story
To
where
get scared.
she gets scared by Venom. But in this case, Venom saves her and she's nice to him, so he doesn't scare her. Instead, what scares her is her dead husband, Peter, with a note that says, "I'm sorry, MJ."
What?
So
What?
someone killed Peter and mocked it up to look like a suicide.
In what way?
What do you mean?
How is he dead?
Like his throat is cut.
And it was Eddie?
No.
We don't know.
I mean,
Someone.
you'd think it was Eddie. Maybe he's like, oh my God, if I kill Peter before I run into Mary Jane, then I can be with Mary Jane. No. I mean, maybe. That's what they're trying to make you think, but that is not what happened.
So
That's
they.
kind of why I thought she would get the symbiote suit.
Right. No. That is not how she gets the symbiote suit.
Jesus.
I just left a note that says, "I'm sorry, MJ, heart Peter."
Actually,
Yikes.
it was Peter. It was suicide because old Peter comes to the past and says, "You're killing your wife by fucking her."
Exactly. So he kills her and then sets him up to look like a suicide, leaving her traumatized.
No, he kills himself. He's just like, "Look, you kill your wife."
Oh, he's like, oh my God.
"Oh my God!" Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. She discovers her dead husband. She goes to the funeral. We see that like the last person left at the grave after all the people who were attending, like his Aunt May, and then she leaves. And then she's alone. She says, "Why did you leave me?" We get a full page splash of her being like, "I hate you." Her hate, which is actually just love and sadness and confusion, lures the symbiote away from Brock and then connects with her.
Because I also hate Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I know who he is too.
Yeah.
So I take your hate, which is actually love, and I make you into Venom.
Oh.
So does her Venom suit make her strong?
I mean, it clearly does because she gets all these muscles and shit.
Yeah, we've talked about it to death, but I will say the suit doesn't make you stronger.
Yes.
At least it didn't in 89.
It didn't originally, but now it does.
And it only looked huge because Brock was huge.
yeah.
But sure. So
Yeah. This
She's
is like
wearing Brock too.
this is the
Is he dead in there?
exact opposite of that because it goes from looking like Mary Jane
Yep.
when she's Mary Jane to looking like Eddie Brock Venom.
Yes,
so it's
that's
just like,
right.
nope, that's not what it didn't look like that because Eddie looked like that. It looked like that because that's what Venom looks like.
because Venom looks like
Even
that.
though when it was on Spider-Man, it didn't look like that.
Now, he could look bigger for another reason, which we will see later.
Oh, okay.
So then Mary Jane basically explains to Spider-Man that the death of her husband and her joining with Venom and her hate for her husband galvanizes her into becoming like a force against heroes in the area. And so she pulls together some Spider-Man villains that are still alive during that period of the past and force the heroes out of New York. And so now she kind of protects New York from this heroic activity. And so she brings them to her to fight this old man Spider-Man, including like Morbius and Lizard, because these are characters that Todd McFarlane drew during this period.
Right. So is she upset with this Spider-Man because he killed some of her henchmen?
She's upset with the Spider-Man for a variety of reasons.
Because he looks like Spider-Man, I'm guessing?
Because he is Spider-Man, because he is Peter Parker, he's the man that left her.
Right.
Yeah. Does she know that? She's like, oh yeah, you're for time travel, clearly.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There's no...
Oh no.
There's no like, why are you impersonating my dead husband?
No,
she's
there's no
like,
bullshit, there's no subterfuge.
Unlike Aunt May, I've got eyes.
Yeah, I
know who you are.
Oh, you're
Put this
clearly a
together.
time traveler. It makes total sense. Yep.
Well, and
I read comic books. I got it.
because, well, so, you know, Peter's attacked by like Lizard and Prowler and, you know, Morbius.
Morbius.
And they would all know him,
And
you know,
so-
by their pheromones.
That's true.
Yeah.
So they beat the shit out of him, and then she strings him up in a web cross
Yeah.
and leaves him in the middle of town.
Why doesn't she kill him?
Because she is, you know,
I mean, she still loves him,
she still loves him.
even if he's old
Interesting.
and weird,
Yeah.
and came back to the past to blow it up.
Well, to save her. He came back to save her. He doesn't know what the hell Kitty Cat's doing.
She says goodbye, don't come back. The end.
Yes.
And she thinks
That's going to
that's
be
gonna
it.
work. Yeah, okay.
And look, he's in the exact same position physically as he was in the tubes. What does that mean? How is that symbolically connected? It isn't. Except for the fact that, like, okay, he was in VR there. Now he's in the past. Like, he's in an alternate timeline now.
Right.
So it's like another fantasy, maybe?
Virtual reality, altered reality.
Exactly. He's in
Past reality.
He's in both states. He's
Maybe
in
he's still in
another
the
reality.
machine.
Right. Or the whole damn thing is an illusion.
He never got out. He
Spoilers,
never
it
left
is
the
not.
machine. Okay.
Good. That would be lame.
No, that
I
would
would
be
hate
super
that.
lame.
But also, I hate this. So, you know, weigh the pros and cons.
Yeah, but I would hate that more.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So Kitty Cat and the goblins like steal a van, and they're trying to outrun Miles.
It's like a buddy cop
and they're
adventure or something.
Because like the goblins need to steal material that they need to use to make the bomb. You see, remember
Right,
that
they
bomb?
gotta
Oh,
make
like
that
Bill
bomb.
and Ted 2.
Yeah. So they go get the bomb materials they need, while Miles finds Old Man Peter strung up in webs, and he's like, "You son of a bitch! Every time you do this, you cause another problem." And so then Peter attacks Miles, and then we get a big fight between the two Spider-Men. So what happened? What's the situation? Well, I'll just cut to the quick about this one. This isn't the first time that Old Man Spider-Man has gone back in time and fucked things up by being like, "I gotta save Mary Jane!" Actually, maybe it's like the 10th or 11th time he's done this.
Oh.
Okay.
Which
Is it
also-
always the goblin that sends him back? Or
We
he
don't get
finds
any closure
other...
or explanation for it. We don't even know why they would go back to do anything, because if it doesn't happen every time he goes back, like every time he goes back, it's like he like history resets. Except for him killing himself, because that's also what an old man Peter did when he went back in time to save Mary Jane. His move was, I'm gonna kill my younger self and then make it look like a suicide, and then I'll leave. Yeah,
I can't believe it's that.
What?
I know.
I thought it was going to be that he was going to go back from here in the past and be the cause of himself killing himself, because he's going to tell himself, hey, you are going to kill Mary Jane.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him... And so he brings about this horrible future
Yeah.
where Mary Jane is like traumatized
Yep.
by her husband killing himself when he was trying to prevent her from getting killed in the first...
I mean, and in a way he is, because he physically
he
does
did-
murder his younger self.
He did do... It's just like a different version of him that did that
That's
earlier.
right, an earlier version of him.
I also...
Okay.
I buy that he could kill himself.
Yes,
Because one,
He got
you're
the
not
drop
gonna-
on him.
You're not going to set off your
Yeah.
own spider sense.
that's true.
And
Well,
two,
Well, we don't know.
Actually, they do. Ben Reilly does trigger Peter's spider sense, so I would assume that Peter would trigger his own spider
Yeah,
sense.
he's a dirty clone.
Ben Riley's a clone.
That's not the
This
same
is
thing.
Peter.
Yeah, but it's the same guy. The symbiote doesn't trigger the spider sense because the spider sense believes he's a friend because the suit has been on him for so long.
Right. So him being himself should
Any
definitely
kind of
not
aggressor
trigger it.
would trigger a spider sense. It would confuse him.
But
It'd be like, what?
I was going to say, this Spider-Man is also much more vicious and ruthless.
That's true. We
Well,
know
yeah.
this guy kills.
Yeah, and Spider-Man would never expect the old Spider-Man from the future to kill him. Like, he would not be prepared.
No, he would not.
For that strike.
Especially 89 Spider-Man. It's like,
Yeah.
the craziest thing that happened to him was he went to Battle World. So Miles is beaten on old Spider-Man, like pulls him down from his web cross.
Yeah.
And then Kitty Cat shows up. She's like, hey, Dad, stop it. What? That's right. Miles Morales is Kitty Cat's father.
Sure.
Who's the mother, though? So let's go back.
What?
But not
Who
back
cares?
from 89. Let's go back from the present of Spider-Man Reign 2. So, Miles marries...
I don't care.
Well, hang on. Miles
It's got to be another
marries
character.
Spider-Gwen, and they have Kitty Cat. Okay?
Wait, Spider-Gwen is in the Spider-Man Reign universe?
Now she is. She wasn't before because she wasn't invented. But now I can use her because 20 years later.
Did Spider-Man know her as Spider-Gwen?
I mean, this is...
What?
And look, it has to
Spider-Gwen
be...
is in a universe where there is a Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, no, but now, I mean, as of the taping of this episode, she actually not only lives in the 616 universe, but she used a cosmic
not know
cube
that.
to establish that she has always lived in the 616
And Miles
universe.
has also always lived there now.
Because of Molecule Man. So, yes.
So
both of them,
this is totally in line with canon, actually.
shouldn't it be? Right? These two alternate reality characters coexisting from different realities in the same reality? Yeah.
That's like the best star-crossed lovers kind of thing.
I know. They can't help themselves
But-
to have that moment from
wait.
Spider-Verse the movie and in kind of the comics a little bit.
What does Spider-Man think happened to Gwen?
Oh, well,
then?
that Gwen definitely died.
Then who is Spider-Gwen?
That's another Gwen Stacy who looks exactly like the old Gwen Stacy, but is slightly older, I guess, or whatever, because she didn't die.
But where
It
does
is
she
also
come
apparently
from?
always
She
from
comes from
616.
another George Stacy. Look, there's people with the same name, who live in the same city.
What?
That's how they-
Spider-Man thinks that there is a non-clone other Gwen
Yes.
who got spider powers,
Yes.
who is unrelated to the Gwen Stacy, his ex-girlfriend who died?
Well, they're not totally unrelated because they are technically the same person, but from another reality.
That's when he's like,
But
oh
he
my
doesn't know
god.
she's from another reality
Well,
because
he
she was
should-
always from his
No,
reality,
because
right?
with all the Spider-Verse nonsense, he does remember that she came from another reality.
What about Gwen's friends? What do they remember?
Oh, right, what friends? Right? Because even though the Mary Janes
Well, her
should
dad's
definitely be
dead.
in this reality, they're not.
Well, yeah, what does
Whatever.
Mary Jane remember about Gwen? When she tries to think about what happened to Gwen.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well, she died, and then
What about Harry?
Spider-Gwen.
well, Harry's dead again, so we're all good.
Okay, yeah, but Mary Jane's not dead, so
No,
I
Mary Jane
contend
should
that
remember.
there is at least one person who they have not explained
Yes.
how it is that there are two versions of Gwen that are
I know.
mutually exclusive.
Right. Well, I mean, look, that Mary Jane hasn't met this Gwen. Now, wouldn't that be nice for them to be friends? Except it'd be weird because this Gwen is like a teenager in our 616 universe, and Mary Jane is like not.
I guess no one would mistake her for Gwen Stacy because Gwen
She's
Stacy
alive.
would be like 30 or something.
Right, exactly. Yeah, she'd be
You're a
whatever
teenager.
Peter's age is. Exactly.
So you must be
She's a
someone
child.
else
Yeah.
also named Gwen Stacy.
Yes.
Oh, you are the spitting image. But you can't be. You're like 10 years too young.
Right. See how
you say your
easy
dad
it is?
was?
See how it all holds together? Oh, George Stacy.
What?
Who was a police captain?
Well, that's just bizarre.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. It's just a weird coincidence. So in the past, Miles and Gwen got together. They had a kid.
In the future past.
In the future past. And so now the apocalypse is coming. And they're all like, oh no!
Oh no!
And
It's coming.
Here it comes. Look at the wave of bullshit that's going to envelop us. And so Gwen is like, hey, listen, like if the end's going to come, stay with your daughter and I and die. And Miles is like, no, I heard that there might be a solution with this web thing in Manhattan. We got to go there. And she's like, I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's really going to jive.
That sounds made up.
That sounds made up. I don't
sounds
think it's
like
gonna work
nothing.
out. So then Miles swings into the city to like save the day or whatever. He's gonna go help. And so Kitty Cat, or Cat, she breaks from her mother and then follows her dad. And then Gwen chases after Cat. And then as the web is activated, Cat gets into the web and Gwen's outside of it. And then the apocalypse happens. And so Gwen is vaporized before Cat's eyes.
Happens.
Yep.
It happens.
Over there.
She's just skeleton.
Just skeletons. Everyone who was outside who was trying to get into the web, who was 2 seconds too late, skeletons.
As it turns out, that's
Bones.
just like what happens when you're near the web.
Right.
That's
don't touch
the web
web.
actually caused that. She
Yeah,
ran into the web and it turned her into bones.
Exactly. It's like a bud zapper.
Yeah, it's an electric fence.
Yeah.
What do you think was gonna happen?
So she gets vaporized, and then Kitty Cat is swept up in the like mob of people who are like, well, now we're in Manhattan. What are we gonna do? I mean, the apartment's rent controlled. What are we gonna have if we figure this out? So as Cat
Are they still gonna have trash pickup or
right?
what about alternate side parking? Are we still gonna have to do that? 'Cause that's really annoying. I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah. Do you guys have Comcast or Fios? Cat is just like, she's just crying, and everyone's like running and screaming, and they don't know what to do. And then Felicia Hardy shows up, and she's like, come with me, kid. I'm part of the resistance, and you're gonna go underground with me. So presumably, Kitty Cat becomes
Black Cat.
the Black Cat character thanks to the influence of Felicia.
Or Black Kitty.
Yeah, it's Kitty Cat. That's her actual superhero name. Her real name is Catherine Cat. I didn't even get a chance to even speculate about who Kitty Cat's parents are, and I noticed that neither of you gave a fuck. So
No.
I'm glad we didn't waste our time.
I was like,
but
it's not the kind of book that I didn't think they were going to
no, the
explain
book
it.
definitely wants you to wonder who Kitty Cat is. Like,
I
is-
assumed it was Peter's kid with Black Cat.
right, except that she's like 9, and he's like 100.
That would be gross.
And that would
This
be
book has time travel.
But she is trained by Felicia for the resistance, which I'm like, I'm sorry, what are you resisting?
yeah, the apocalypse just happened. You don't know anything about anything.
Except that like Wilson Fisk is in charge and he activated the
I guess
web.
he turned on the web.
He turned on the web.
Okay. All right.
And the web was bad, back in the day. So it's like, I don't know about
That's
this.
true.
I'm really lost.
I don't know if the web should be our salvation.
No. So, all right, but that's because we did a flashback. So what
Yeah.
matters is
A
right
flash
now.
forward, flashback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now, Miles, Kitty Cat, 3 goblins, and Peter
No, only
are
2
in
goblins.
1989. Oh, that's right. Two out of 3 goblins are in 1989.
And does Miles not recognize his daughter right away?
He was still trying to stop her. He wasn't going to kill her like he killed that goblin.
No. She is also wearing like a full face mask, so he doesn't necessarily know that it is his daughter. Also, Miles got remarried and had 2 kids in the web.
That's still his daughter.
Because Miles doesn't know that Cat didn't die.
Oh, he didn't know that she. Oh, he didn't see her.
No.
Make it-
Miles like left his wife and kid to the apocalypse, and he went to save the day with the web. So,
And then the web went up
and
immediately.
the web went up, and everyone became bones.
And
so
Kitty
for-
Cat
as far
was
as-
so mad at him, she never said like, "Hey, I'm still alive."
No.
She just took on
That's
the Kitty
right.
Cat
She just-
persona
she-
and
She got scooped
never
up by
spoke to him
Felicia and
again.
She got
became a freedom
brainwashed,
fighter.
yeah, by Black Cat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as
See,
far as
Miles was always above ground. Black
This
Cat
is
was always
insane.
underground.
That's right. So Miles doesn't even know that his daughter's alive. So he gets remarried and has 2 kids who play no role in this story. But right now, he doesn't know that he's been reunited with his long-lost daughter. So Kitty Cat does reveal herself to Miles. She's like, "You left me to die out there." And he's like, "Well, I didn't even know you were responsible, and I'm sorry. Oh my God." And so Pete leaves, and he's like, "Fuck this."
it's like, okay, well, let me just.
Cool, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, this is
Good
nothing to do
luck
with me.
with all
Mary
that.
Jane! So he leaves.
Well, thank God I can go back to being a crazy.
Eventually, he's like, okay, now I still have my mission. I gotta save Mary Jane, but it's not from me, it's from Venom. Because even though she clearly wants to be Venom and does
she's
this
having a
of
good
her own
time.
volition,
Yeah.
I have to save her because the Venom, it's a corrupting influence or something. She doesn't
I
want
think it's a little too
Really?
late.
she doesn't want to be Venom.
Really, did it corrupt you?
Nah, I'm gonna save her.
Once I get the symbiote off of her, it'll fix everything.
Exactly. So off I go. And so he's swinging around, and then eventually he gets attacked and has another confrontation with his wife Venom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's like, I told you to go away. I
yeah,
told you not
so
to come back.
that is to say, the suit.
I strung you up with webs.
Yeah.
How did you get out of them?
I said the end. It's over. So then she attacks him by like having the suit envelop him, and then she and he are met in a white, vast expanse of nothingness. Pete and Mary Jane are reunited in
mindscape.
In the mindscape in non-gross forms, which I'm like, oh,
Yay.
all right.
I can relax for a second.
Yeah, she can hug him, and he's not Bones, and he can hug her.
Well,
and
he's
he's
not
not
like-
Venom.
He's not like 90% beard and like 8% bones.
It's not like this, where
It's
this
not like
is just
the previous page. Yeah, no, it's just. I mean, it is kinetic and it is frantic.
I mean,
but,
it looks awesome,
It looks
but it's just
awesome.
like-
And that's the thing. Every week, I'd be like, "It's a book of the week. It's Spider-Man #3. Like, what a freaking weird book this is." But also, it's like unafraid. It's really brave. It's a really brave, brazen book. It's like a band that sucks. You're like, you guys really took some chances up
what
there.
a choice you made.
You guys look like you had a lot of fun up there.
She says a thing before he gets put into this
Into the suit.
pocket universe or whatever. Says, why can't any of you understand?
Yes.
Implying that, like, this confrontation, she's had this fight with every time traveler.
Yes,
Peter.
and in each other instance, she kills them.
Yeah.
And they become bones and are added to the Venom pile, which is why she's so big. There's like at least 11 different Spider-Man bones in there, or skeletons in there.
Oh.
That's amazing.
Which is revealed.
I love it.
Which is revealed after, they have a heart-to-heart conversation
But
where...
Also, why is it so smooth?
What? Oh, the suit?
Yeah.
Oh, he sands him down.
Pads it out.
Yeah, exactly. He pads it out with some extra symbiote.
I don't want you to see it's all bones. That'd be creepy.
That'd be creepy. Although I would look kind of like Doomsday, and that'd be kind of sweet. Hey, Marvel and DC, you're doing crossovers again. Don't amalgam Doomsday and Doctor Doom to make Doctor Doomsday. Do Venom and Doomsday. A symbiote Doomsday. Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to like figure out what
Yeah, like,
happened.
what the fuck happened?
So it
Peter
looks
and
like
Mary Jane,
he
like-
was about to die.
Yes.
Like she was like, I'm sucking you into the suit
That's
just
right.
like
I say
do.
goodbye. I always give you a hug.
And they have this moment in the mindscape, and then Miles Morales blows the symbiote away with a sound weapon.
Yes, which he could also just use as Venom Blast, but whatever.
Right.
Is it
It's like a.
is it a beatboxer?
It's just a big bazooka.
Oh, it's a bazooka.
Yeah, because the Goblin
The
takes
way he had it on his shoulder, I was just like, it's just a giant stereo.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because the Venom's always weak to sound.
Yeah. And then in one page, we explain what you just said
Yes,
about
the bones.
Venom
and-
being filled with bones visually with skulls that have
Spider-Man masks.
Spider-Man
on them.
masks on them. But what they're talking about is just like, you're not the Peter that killed my Peter. You're
Right.
just another Peter, implying that there's a lot of them.
Yep.
You can't save Mary Jane.
Like your guilt
It'll
is
never
absolved.
work. Yeah.
Just do something good for the love of God. Be the protagonist of this story, would you please? Be the driving force in the story, because right now you are not.
I don't know how this is supposed to end on a good note.
Right?
Well, I mean, Mary Jane is rescued from Venom.
Yes.
And Peter claims credit for it, but you did not do it. He says, I still saved you.
Yeah.
And she says, yes, you did. And I'm like, Miles Morales is standing right there. And he is definitely the one who saved her.
Right, because I think you were about to be eaten by Venom.
Yeah. You didn't do anything.
No, although
I guess you led him to that point? You led
no,
Miles there?
I think that Venom normally eats Spider-Mans. But in this one instance, we got a Mindscape moment.
Oh, so the other Peters maybe didn't get that.
The other Peters never got this
So
experience.
he was like resisting being eaten or something.
Yeah, or like this version of Peter who loves Mary Jane so much he's willing to destroy the timeline, loves her so much more than the other guys that
Right.
it gets through to her.
Even though they're all Peter.
Oh, by the way, what causes the apocalypse is sending about like 12 or 13 Spider-Mans through time and breaking the timeline. Peter is responsible, well, Green Goblin is responsible by sending Spider-Mans through the portals.
But why would Green Goblin do that in the first place?
He's a crazy asshole. Like everybody in this book. Like,
Did he
there's
know
no
it was going to break the world?
There is absolutely no explanation for why Green Goblin does this outside of needing Kitty Cat / at least one goblin to build a bomb in the building where they keep the power generator for the web, which like the whole plan is build a bomb near the power generator so that when we're in the present, which is to say the future, we can then activate the bomb and blow it up, deactivating the web. The problem is the apocalypse was generated by breaking time by sending so many different Spider-Men back through time to, I guess, presumably build the bomb they were supposed to build in the first place, but they all got thrown off course and eaten by Venom.
That's also a snake eating its own tail, because you only exist to send people into the
Yeah.
past
Oh,
because
it's
the
a
apocalypse
closed
happened
loop.
by sending people into the past.
They explain that later. You see Kitty Cat talk about it, where she's like, this doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. So the only reason that the time travel thing even started in the first place was because the apocalypse was already happening, because it had already been caused because the time travel would happen.
Yes.
And Green Goblin had the plan to build a bomb in the past to stop the web, because he
Right.
thinks the web is the problem.
Right.
And every single time that he does that,
It adds
Peter
more
goes
problems.
rogue
Yes.
and gets eaten by Venom, and the bomb thing doesn't work.
Yes,
Except
yes.
for this one time.
Right, because Kitty Cat and Goblins went back too, because this way someone built the bomb.
Okay.
Anyone built the bomb.
But who does he send back if that's the case?
I think in each instance he only sends back Peter, but in this case we got Kitty Cat.
But how can he send back
Yeah, how
Peter
could there
each
be
time
so
if
many
Peter
Peters?
keeps going back and dying?
It has to be separate universes because there's like 7 Peters.
That's right. There's just more than 7. I counted at least 10 stars. But you'll see, because Kitty will go back to the present. Because
Okay, all right.
So Miles and Peter like have a conversation where Miles is like, I'm tired of being sent, because the other thing is time breakage is a problem, so I'm hired by Fisk to go back in time and stop you, which I have occasionally done, which is impossible because there's at least
Except
13
for all the
different
times you
Spider-Man
died.
skulls. Well, no, Peter dies. Miles does not die.
Right.
Miles
Well,
keeps
yeah,
going
no,
back and then
Peter.
trying to stop it, and then
I
failing.
have to stop you. Usually I don't have to stop you because Venom eats
you or something. So anyway, let's go back to the present, and I'll take Kitty Cat with me. So Peter, Kitty Cat, and Miles are going to go back to the present, of course, the future, and a goblin stays back to set up and protect the bomb.
Are they gonna leave Mary Jane there?
Yeah.
This
Why
is her
can't
time.
they take her back?
Right.
Well,
because
she lives
I can't
here.
bang her.
Yeah.
I'll still give her poison.
I can't bang her. I can still save my wife.
I did. She's
Yeah,
here.
she's
She's fine.
fine. Yeah.
And she's not even riddled with venom anymore.
I mean, he knows the apocalypse is going to happen, but not
but
for a long time.
That's true. She'll be fine. And maybe it won't. Maybe we'll
Maybe
save
it
the
won't.
day.
Yeah, maybe I'll fix
Maybe
that
this book
problem.
has a happy ending.
It shouldn't.
I mean, basically, they in the Mindscape they resolved that like we're not going to see each other.
Yeah,
Like,
this is over.
we're done.
Yeah.
Because that's what he wanted.
Yes.
And he's now saved her, so I have to go.
Right.
And you belong here, so I'm not taking you to the future. That doesn't make any sense. You're not from the
Exactly.
future. You're from here.
And I guess Venom also ate his beard.
Oh yeah, his beard's gone.
Or
I
Miles'
assume-
bazooka burned it off.
It burned it up. I assume that's like a metaphor for
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's let go
I'm-
of the
past.
burden of.
Because the beard represents like, time and aging. I feel like, of the past.
Right.
I'm reborn, like I was in the previous story. Because literally in the previous story, he
reborn.
climbs into Mary Jane's casket and then blasts out of it in a Spider-Man costume. It's like,
Yeah.
all right. So
Okay.
the team goes back to the present because also the time wave's coming. It's like, it's been 48 hours. How?
Because they've been dicking around
I
so
mean, there's
much.
been a lot has happened.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Randy Robertson's burying his father, and J. Jonah Jameson's turning the gun on himself.
I love this scene with fucking Kitty Cat
And the
leaving the
goblin?
goblin. She's like, I can't leave you here, goblin.
And he's like,
I'll be fine. I was
no,
like,
I was.
what? You barely know this goblin.
No,
Like,
but we went through a lot together. We were
yeah,
chased by my dad.
We ran from Miles Morales
We
together.
stole a car together.
It was a bonding
we
experience.
lost Itsy and Bitsy.
Exactly. We stole fertilizer at the Home Depot. We did all kinds of stuff together. We're a bonded pair.
Okay. And she
Anyway.
hugs him.
Yeah, she's like, goodbye,
I'll always
goblin.
remember you.
Always remember
Yeah.
you, goblin.
Yeah, always remember as you were.
Also, there's only one, so I guess the other one died somewhere in there.
That's
Okay.
why I remembered it being one goblin. It was like, what? There's 3. We see what happens when we cut to the bomb, and like the bomb's set up, and there's just a skeleton of a goblin next to it. And it'd be great if there were 2, and they were like holding hands.
Oh my god, that would be awesome.
And it's over. It's up to fate now.
We can't let this bomb sit. We have to wait with it
Yeah.
to make sure it doesn't move.
That's right.
And we'll wait here till our deaths.
That's what they do. That's what one of them does. That's actually what
Yeah,
happens to one of the goblins.
That's
Yeah,
what
but it's 2 of them.
Yeah, but it's 2 of them, and
it
they
was
like
2 would be better.
they hold
Yeah.
hands. They're just like, well, goodbye.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. They both splat.
Ah, they're both
I thought
lost.
this was a continuation
Of the previous splat.
one, but no, they're 2
They
separate
both
splats.
explode in the chase with Miles.
Yeah.
Miles
Well, one's a
murders 2
splat and one's a
goblins.
spletch.
Gotta straighten that out.
Yeah, that's really important.
Okay, so they go back to the future.
So they go back to the future, and Fisk is like, things are getting worse than ever.
What are these things with like bodies floating up in them?
Oh, that's right.
He says,
okay.
"Welcome to the upload."
Okay, so here's Fisk's grand scheme for how they're going to solve their power problem and their diminishing resources problem. Everyone is going to be uploaded into the grid. Like, you're going to release your corporeal forms and upload your consciousness into like a server. That way we don't have to feed or clothe anybody. Everyone's just going to be digital.
But won't we need the power to run those servers that will host human minds?
Don't worry about that. See, watch. And so,
Also, how do you upload a human mind with a giant beam?
you'll see, because we see like people being like beamed up, and I guess they're being like purged into the upload. But we
Right.
also
Why do we have to
see-
physically go up into the air? Is it just like a connection to the server?
It's also
Like-
incongruous with the system that is in place because we watch a guy going like, "Yes, I'm next, sweet," and they put him into like a pod on the ground, And then, so he goes into the pod, right? And they're like, all right, well, we're gonna like put you to sleep, and then your consciousness will be uploaded into the grid, right? And so he gets gassed, and then his digital self is like up on like a hologram, and he's like, this is great, I'm in the grid, it's amazing, everybody, it's fantastic. The guy is like, wait, that's not me.
Oh my god!
Hey, I'm still awake. And they're like, shut up.
That's awesome.
Like, turn on more gas.
Oh my
Well, this
god!
one's kind of resistant to the gas. Gas some more.
It's like, oh my god, no one's getting uploaded.
No, it's all
a bunch
fake.
of bullshit.
They're
We're
just
gonna
killing
kill
people.
everyone in the world.
Or just enough so that we can
We don't have
survive.
to worry about it anymore. That's the plan.
That's amazing.
Which is why the web has to come down, because like humanity deserves to die.
Right.
I mean, Fisk does.
Oh, especially Fisk. So Spider-Man and company are like, we gotta take down the web. And the citizenry are like, what? Don't do that. We'll be killed by, whatever.
The apocalypse.
By the apocalypse. It's
Look
waiting
at
us-
the bones.
Look at the bones.
Yeah, we need that web. That
those
web keeps the bones out.
So people are attacking them and they're like, ah, shit. And then Green Goblin shows up and he's like, oh, how did it go? Did you make the bomb this time? And they're like, yeah, we did, but with great cost.
Wait a minute.
Sort of.
Does that
Many
mean,
goblins died
Many goblins.
to bring us this bomb.
Does that mean in the future, every time Green Goblin sends somebody back, he's just like, cool, I sent her back to the past. Let's see how it worked. Shit.
Yes.
Yep.
All
Nope.
right, I sent another person back.
Yep.
Shit. Damn
Right,
it.
yeah. So it's like, it's happened at least
Every
half
single time.
Yeah, it's happened a
This
dozen
time,
times.
someone
Yeah, but
actually
like-
comes back.
Right.
Does he-
Oh my god.
Oh my god, did you build the bomb?
Does he remember seeing a different Spider-Man each time? Like, why does what?
Kitty Cat
Or
makes
is
a
it that
point.
history repeats itself over and over again, and each time it generates another like each time the loop repeats, a spider skeleton stays in the past.
Right.
But there's still
a bomb in the future? So Goblin's like, did you guys build the bomb or what? And Spider-Man's like, oh yeah, the bomb, right.
I don't know.
I didn't do anything. And
That
I
wasn't
mean, I
really
did
my-
a lot, but it wasn't bomb related.
yeah,
and
that
he's
was really Kitty Cat's thing.
yeah, and he's just like typical. Well, why don't you set this one out, Webbs, while the real people take care of this problem? And then Kitty Cat is like, yeah, I got this. And he's like, Peter's only a distraction for you to build your bomb back in time. And she goes, but it wasn't our timeline. It wouldn't make any sense for the bomb to work here.
Right.
Like, we created another timeline. There were like 12 Spider-Men back there. And Goblin explains, life is only ever one path forward. That's the secret of the multiverse, which is just completely untrue. But it is a nice little lesson. Like the future's whatever you make it.
Right.
So make it a good one. Like that's like, so what? Like all paths in the past converge on one ultimate future? That better not be this. That sucks.
I don't think it makes any sense.
It doesn't
I
make
think
any sense. It's just
nonsense.
It's a complete and utter.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about that. Stop asking.
Don't listen to me, I'm a crazy goblin man.
I had the Kitty Cat character ask the question that you would have, and he gives an equally insane answer.
If I wanted this to make sense, I would have hired Kitty Cat to plant the bomb right now. I wouldn't send him to the past.
Right? Why would I
Right,
go
why
back
would
in
I need
time?
the bomb
Why
in
would
the
I time
past?
travel at all?
What would be the point of that? Well, there's no bomb making materials in the future.
Once I
Fisk has
noticed
outlawed
that,
them.
yeah, that's true. So he's like, activate the bomb, and so she does, and it like kind of explodes a little bit.
It doesn't even work. After all that.
After all that nonsense about the multiverse,
He's
Oh
like,
my
I
God.
created these little mini-me's because I make pumpkin bombs. I figured they could make a pumpkin bomb.
Right.
They're part of me.
He asked if she completed the bomb, and she said, well, almost. Gobby stayed behind to finish the
he's
job.
like, oh no, one of those stupid goblins!
It's like, what?
Those things are useless!
They don't know how to build a bomb.
They don't even have sentience!
They can't even
you
speak
named it?
English.
They can't even speak!
They speak through drawings. What are you, insane?
What are you, like 10?
Let me guess, it drew a picture of a bomb and it thought it worked.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It just says bomb. He just wrote the word bomb.
It's like it's a miracle anything happened.
That's true.
Oh my God.
So
Okay.
Spider-Man's like, all right, I'll take care of this. So
Right.
he swings in to like take down, I don't know, the web. That's his plan.
Yeah.
And so he swings up there to like stop it, and then Kingpin strikes.
Right,
He's
he
just this
Kingpins
big,
out.
insane monster. So he
He
grabs Spider-Man.
activates his bigification.
He's already big. He just activates like
Oh.
he detaches the tubes that are feeding into his gigantism.
Yeah, I mean, before he was in a suit,
Oh,
and
he
now
was in a suit, so he like expands. I
he like
guess.
expand. He like oh yeah, his suit gets torn to shreds.
Yeah,
he like
yeah,
hulks
so
out.
He just hulks out.
Yeah,
You know,
that's the power he has.
maybe he does inflate. So
All right.
He grabs Spider-Man, beats the shit out of him, and Spider-Man's like, okay, I'm done. Like, he hits Spider-Man on the ground, and he's like, I'm dead. Because, I'm like 99 years old.
And
I weigh
this
like
thing
80
is
pounds.
3 tons.
Yeah, he just hit me with the force of a freight train. Like, I died. I'm blind. Like, my retina's detached and my lungs have exploded. I'm done. Meanwhile,
He says every bone broken, my muscles contract, but there's no structure to move.
yeah, I'm just a bag of bones. I'm a big, wet, sloppy bag of bones. And Goblin says, hee, neck snapped. Which, of course, is a little homage, but also his neck is broken.
His neck is broken!
So he's like, all right, you got it. You can take over. And the symbiote he brought from the past activates. And so Venom takes over Spider-Man and reknits his body together and emerges.
Oh. He brought
So
a
he
symbiote
blasted-
back?
He brought Venom back. It blasted off
The
of Mary
symbiote
Jane.
off Mary Jane
and then took it with
And then
him.
just like,
Yeah.
and he's like, all right. And I guess he controls it?
Yes.
You know what would've been
they're
great?
a partnership.
Right.
If he still had the beard and it hid in his beard.
It's like, are we still good? No, we needed the beard to burn off metaphorically. Show his triumphant return. So so Venom engages Fisk and he just goops him up, just covers him in goop, and he's like, "Oh, let me go." And he's like, "Okay." So he just shreds him apart, just blasts Fisk apart, and Fisk's head pops off, and it's a robot, and I'm like, "Okay." And it's like, "I'm Kingpin." There's a narration that explains like Kingpin did a lot of shit to himself.
He's heavily modified in some way or something.
Kingpin
Don't
tried
worry
to upload
about
himself into the
web,
the
but
first time.
Well, the beams couldn't lift him the entire way, so he just fell.
But yeah, I turned myself into a robot person. I didn't mean to, but
Right.
my conscience definitely made a body for itself.
Exactly.
This is like Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Yeah. Where it's just like, what?
It's just like, what?
And a big, ugly, gross monster shows up, and
Yep.
it's just like, what?
Yeah, and like Green Goblin's in the book and for no reason.
For no reason. Like, here's
just-
Brainiac. I mean, we have a bald, ugly, fat guy.
Yep.
And a green classic villain who looks nothing like he did back in the day. Like, that's Dark Knight Returns.
And-
Yeah.
That's Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Does one of them look like a toad?
No, but he's a goblin.
Yeah, there's a
He has
goblin.
little guys. Those are kind of like toads, I
Yeah.
guess. Doesn't really matter.
It's just like weird, and it's like, why? It's like, because.
Yeah, because I want it. Because I wanted to draw that.
Yeah. Because it's a thought I had.
As artists, our only options are yes or no, but when you're writing, you're creating your own opportunities. Venom is like, this is great. We can rule here. Like, we'll run it all. You're smart. I'm strong. It'll be great. And Pete's like, that's not how it works. And he's like, no, okay, fine. So then he goes into the reactor and he's like, all right, let's go. Let's go out in a blaze of glory. So like he cracks open the reactor and like shreds it open and it explodes and the web goes down. And for an instant, Peter sees Mary Jane, which would mean something if he hadn't already just seen Mary Jane. Like, literally, though. And also in the Mindscape. So the web explodes and the web goes down and Miles holds his daughter like he should have when they were facing the end of the world beforehand. And he's like, sorry I couldn't save everybody. She's like, it's okay, I guess.
It's okay. Shouldn't you also be holding your other kids, I guess?
Fuck them.
Yeah, or they're already dead or something.
They're probably dead. And so
They starve to death.
The web goes down and they expect like utter blackness to consume them, but actually it's beautiful in daylight out because it was all a lie. Or maybe because they actually succeeded in their mission with the bomb in the first place, time doesn't break or whatever. So there was never an apocalypse outside the web. When the web goes down, it's daylight and like the Avengers show up and they're like, hey, we tried to get in, but after like a couple of years, we just kind of gave up. Figured you guys have to save yourselves and just monitor it. So like when it came down, we'd show up. And then they see like, oh my God, there's like radiation everywhere because that fucking reactor. We gotta get everybody out of here. So like the Avengers show up and all the heroes spring into action and they like rescue everybody. And Spider-Gwen's there because she's a member of the Avengers because she never became Bones. And she's like, oh my God, I thought my daughter died in the friggin' web.
She says, your dad keep you safe in here? She's like, yeah,
Sure.
more or less.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
within the last 30 minutes, yes, he's definitely done that.
One time at the end.
Right? And also Miles' like wife and children find him after he's done talking to Gwen. She's like, who is that? And he's like, nobody.
What?
Don't worry about her.
Don't worry about her. You know, my wife, because I thought she became Bones. So whatever.
this could make sense if there never was an apocalypse.
That's certainly what my interpretation originally was, but I remember reading when they were going back in time, they're talking about all the, like when Miles explains it to Peter, where he's like, "Stop! Your damn time traveling is what caused the apocalypse." Now that being said,
that could have been a lie.
It could have been a lie by Fisk. It could have been that the whole damn thing was a lie. Except, what about the bones, though?
Well,
although
they were just a projection.
They were a projection, like the guy's consciousness.
Yeah, because we see the pile of skeletons outside the wall in the present.
No, the web is
and they're not there when it comes down.
That's true. No, like it's like the web seals it and then projects whatever I want on the outside. Like,
yeah, but how does the web know to be like, oh, the second the web goes up, if there's anyone right outside on the other side,
mirror
look, make it
them
bones.
and show them look like
all she sees is skeletons. Like she interprets it as her mom's skeleton.
She sees her mom go like turn into bones.
It'd be very easy for it to just be like the light coming through
and then
the
bones.
web.
Yeah.
Just convert whatever image you see
into a skeleton.
Into a skeleton.
Yeah, yeah.
So that whoever was at the boundary,
right,
will see. It'll be seamless to them.
Yeah, that's true.
They will perceive.
I guess, yeah, it certainly
bones.
holds more water if the web is a projection. The whole damn thing, the apocalypse, all of it was a lie and a power play by Fisk to gain control over New York. It's certainly better than, I mean, although. I mean, you send 12 Spider-Men back in time.
I mean, that is
going to muck with time a little bit. I mean, look, Wolverine had 2 Wolverines.
But how did you get 12 Spider-Men?
Well, it's still you still have the weird time loop thing.
Also, how does time travel work, and how did Goblin get access to it? Never mind that. Who cares? All that matters is the end of the book is happy. Except that Spider-Man died.
They're in New York. He found something from the Fantastic Four building.
They do find something from the Fantastic Four building in the past.
So maybe Goblin found the time machine.
Yeah.
Maybe they're in the Baxter building when
they don't explain the time travel, but they do explain that like there's a moment where they need something from the Baxter building in 1989. But anyway, so we see like a cleanup crew, like dealing with the building that Fisk lived in and all that crap, and they're checking out the stuff.
Oh, it's terrible. Just burn it down.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god. Well, the radiation levels are off the charts and everything, and they find a big web cocoon. And then Spider-Man bursts out of it to the tune of the 1960s Spider-Man theme because we got to keep that going. And I'm like, hey, where are the dystopian Spider-Man future books that also throw back to the 90s theme that more fans now remember and revere? It's just Spider-Man over and over again with occasional radioactive Spider-Man mixed in. Oh, they also say spider blood a couple times. It's kind of a nightmare theme, but I also love it.
It'd be a little hard to convey with text boxes. You'd be like, wait,
yeah, it would say Spider-Man, Spider-Man, radioactive Spider-Man. Like that, which actually, it's a throwback because the original theme is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. And then in the 90s theme, it's just spider blood, radioactive spider blood.
Spider blood. Oh my god, there's so much spider blood.
So much spider blood, it won't stop.
Yeah. Diddle-a-doo, diddle-a-doo.
Drink it down, healthy for you, spider blood, have a glass or 2.
So Spider-Man doesn't die again, like in the last one, where it's like, this would be a great place for Spider-Man to die. And then he doesn't. And he's like,
we
I gotta
won't let him die.
No. And I'm like, it's the same as Batman in Dark Knight Returns, where it's like, this would be a great death, but I'm not done.
Nah.
It's like, yo, but you are done. I mean, like, come on. Like, it's over.
When are you gonna be dead?
Now, that being said, you could Dark Knight 3 the master race this. Because in Dark Knight 3, they do throw Bruce into a Lazarus pit and make him young again. In this one, Venom could have like used his symbiote to like when he stitched Peter together, he also like made him
de-aged him.
Yeah, or like the radiation made him young or something. I don't know.
So the scene where Peter dies and he sees Mary Jane and they say, "Let's do this together."
Yes,
that's just a lie. That doesn't
happen.
No,
it's like I'm going to, but then it turns out Venom had other plans, or my body didn't give out entirely.
Right, we got to the pearly gates and God's like, no,
you're
go
not
back.
done. You're too popular.
When he said, let's do this together, he wasn't talking to Mary Jane. He was talking to the symbiote.
Yeah, no, that's just narration over. Like, Mary Jane sees him and then it's unspoken, but it's understood that she's like, let's go. And the symbiote's like, let's go home.
You know what it is? She says, get over here, Tiger. I told you I'd be here, didn't I? Let's do this together. It's the symbiote playing a trick on him.
Oh my God.
It's making itself look like Mary Jane in his vision.
Yeah, and then he embraces it and then it bonds
and
with
then
him.
It's like,
no,
I got you again!
In this, the symbiote gives its life to save Peter. Like, that's what
at the end,
that's what this book actually is trying to say. But, like, you could also just say it didn't.
It'd be better if Mary Jane is at the pearly gates being like, you can never come back!
That'd be great. Now that's an homage worth doing. This book is crazy town banana pants.
This is madness.
There's so much strange shit that happens.
Yep.
And there's so little substance to the book.
Yeah, that's right. Oh no, it takes like, I don't know, 45 minutes to read. It's funny because I'd argue that this would be more accepted than its predecessor. You know, the predecessor had made the mistake of having something sexual happen to a superhero, which apparently the superhero reading audience just can't fucking handle. But if you just had some bonkers nonsense time travel shenanigans, people are like, oh, that's kind of cool. Though I will say, the audience at large was like, what is this? And those are all my questions.
Right.
Maybe they also rejected it because they're like, but this is based off of that other book
I hate. With the sperm. Yeah. Now that being said, they do keep referring to it, and it's like, you good.
Yeah.
But it is also, it's a weird book because this is obviously it's a sequel that Kari Andrews would never have made, even though I don't think he was planning on ever making one anyway. But it is a sequel made in response to the book. You know? Like he did Spider-Man Reign, and then the audience just made fun of it for 20 years. And then he did a sequel.
Yeah.
Like, that's an interesting place to approach art from. Because Andrews has done other stuff since then that is more accepted and revered. But this thing is nuts. It's also unapologetic, and it is very distinctly him doing something. Like, he's like, I am saying something. I don't know what about. You know, I mean,
I don't know what this is even supposed to be.
I mean, you know, there's like a half-hearted, like, watch out for public figures and trusting technology and, you know.
Yeah, like...
all the themes and concepts from dystopias are ever present here.
Yeah, the whole
Draw your
thing
own
of, like,
conclusions.
using people's fear about, you know, what's worse out there
than
to
in
justify horrors.
Within. Yes, absolutely. But nothing profound.
Nothing I haven't seen many times before.
And to greater effect.
And it's the least notable part of the book. Is
Yes,
the plot.
it is an
Like,
afterthought. it is just... But
Or
what's
the-
odd
or the
is it's not
world.
even like it's an excuse for Kari Andrews to just draw Todd McFarlane stuff. He does do that.
Right, and that is in the book.
But it's also not done to an extreme effect. It's like, it's actually kind of too restrained in some respects. Like,
It's hinted at, and then it's mostly just regular
Right.
art.
Again, I loved the experience of reading this. I had a great time. It was very much like a train wreck in its own respects, where I'm like, oh my God. But it's not like it's... But nothing in here is incompetent. The story is ham-fisted and clumsy, but it's not poor or exploitative.
It's like deliberate.
It's
in that.
deliberate in its weird and almost subversively non-linear approach. Like, I appreciate that he's like, you read a straightforward Spider-Man story every other Wednesday, but here's something else. Here's something fucking weird.
Yeah, I'd also, I mean, the art's quite good.
I love
and so for that reason, and also just the plot, it's more interesting to me than Dark Knight Strikes Again, which I will never pick up in my life.
No, I was moved when I read it the first time by sequences in Dark Knight Strikes Again. There were moments where I actually felt things.
Interesting.
I did not feel anything outside of enjoyment of the art.
Right.
And I really liked Kitty Cat. I wished she was a character or did anything.
Nothing matters.
If you want a recommendation from a Kari Andrews book that came out around this time, you got to pick up Amazing Fantasy, because that book
That looks awesome.
is awesome.
That's insane.
It's also big, as it should be.
Okay.
Yeah, Tiffany was all about Amazing Fantasy.
This happened.
It happened! I want to... if you're going to do another Spider-Verse, put this guy in here. And if you're not going to put that guy
That's
in
a good
there...
idea.
Wait.
I want Kitty Cat.
Does he have the beard?
Yeah, with the beard. You
With
gotta
the
bring
beard.
that
Yeah.
back.
Pre-end of the book.
Yeah, they pluck him from time, like while he's freaking out in the 80s.
Yeah.
You bring him into Spider-Verse where he's just like, Mary Jane! And they're like, oh no, it's that guy again. Also,
you have to
don't
take
even
him
need this
from the
one.
end.
You don't need this one. There's 13 other Spider-Men that are doing the exact same thing that you can pick from. You get plenty of options. One of them didn't even get eaten by Venom. You know, he was just like, and he gets sucked through a portal, and he's part of the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
think?
there you go.
If you don't know what Spider-Man Reign is, watch our episode in Spider-Man Reign. and then read this.
Yeah. Oh, pick up both. I mean,
just get both of them.
I gotta get the deluxe edition where it's like put both of them into one book.
Do you think they're doing that?
There's no way. But
Of course not.
I would hope they would. I would love it. And make it big.
Oh yeah, make it big.
You know? Deluxe edition, oversized, the Spider-Man Reign duology. I'm in. I'll buy it.
Bring your raincoat.
And wrap that rascal because it's gonna be raining Spider-Man.
Spider sperm, radioactive spider sperm. Kills your wife.
Every time, except that time when he commits suicide. Look out.
Suicide.
Is it? I mean, he murdered himself.
Yeah.
That's suicide.
Oh. Whoa.
I hate that you got me with that. My brain's like, oh, wait.
Look out. Here comes some spider sperm. See you next week.
Bye.
Oh.
This is insane.
What? Yeah. I was like,
God.
from the audacity when they were like, ladies and gentlemen, the book no one ever asked for, Spider-Man 2. And I'm like, what? So I read the first issue and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I am doing this.
Yes, that's happening. Not only in my life when I'm reading it, but also on my show, we're doing this 100%.